choose love. I choose love. No one's gonna make me hate. I choose love. I choose love. No one can take that away. I choose love. I choose love. No one's gonna make me hate. I choose love. I choose love. And no one can take that away.
On a late Friday night, why not go live? I haven't went live on a Friday in a long time. In a very long time, haven't went live. I said, yo, you know what? Let me just go live tonight. Why not? Why not? We go freestyle a show tonight. There's so many things to talk about. The phone lines is going to be open all night. As long as I'm on, you could call now if you want. I'm going to take your call. We're going to talk whatever you want to talk about. Whatever issue you want to discuss, we're going to talk about it. As you see on the screen, the Black History Month celebration is February 22nd. Right? I think it started at like 5 p.m. It's at the Union Hall. I'm definitely encouraging people to come to these events. We pay for these events, whether it's Black History Month, whether it's Italian Day, Chinese American, whatever it may be, we pay for it. The parades, everything. I suggest that you guys come and get your money's worth. Definitely come and get your money worth. It's something good. It's something good to get to, look, I never seen a set of people like us, right? Local 100 members. We love to give away our money for nothing in return. The union is there for more than when you get in trouble. The union is more than that, right? They have events. They got free classes. They got tuition reimbursement. They have scholarships. They have so many things to get involved in. Get your money worth. Childcare, get your money's worth. It's not to where it needs to be because, like I told you guys before, this union collect $30 million worth of dues from the members. We don't really see where a lot of that money go, but whatever they got going on, we need to get involved with what they got going on. Now, what I did see, I see my screen jumping a little bit. I don't know if it's my computer. I just updated my computer. I shouldn't have did that before I started the show. When you update your equipment before you start a show, that's a bad idea. That's definitely a bad idea. Never update your equipment before you start a show. My screen is jumping and doing a whole bunch of other stuff. I don't know what may happen during this show. But what I would say is that make sure that you guys call in at least. Make sure that you guys call in. So for those who didn't come to the mass membership meeting, the union put up a video of the mass membership meeting of, they tried to make themselves look good. They tried to put out the stuff that Richie said and try to make Richie look like this fighter, try to make it look like Samuelson got the local back. They got Eric Adams. I don't know why they still playing the Eric Adams clip. It's beyond me after Eric Adams said that he's not giving the MTA the $500 million that's going to help us get our raises, that's going to help us be safe, that's going to create better working conditions for us. This union is backwards. But I'm going to play this clip for you guys, and then, we could discuss it afterwards. Check it out.
MTA says they have massive budget gaps. I said, screw their budget gaps. We worked through the pandemic, and that needs to be recognized. We have to be united. No divisions. One union with one voice, one fist.
Richie Davis and his leadership are going to get nothing but the best that we can do, the best that the International can do to invest resources, invest know-how and experience into this pitch battle that's coming.
The theme of this union is members built, members strong, and members driven. TWU was organized during the height of the Great Depression. Workers were forced to work for poverty wages for 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, with no vacations, no health care, no pensions, and no job security. We operate and maintain the biggest mass transit system in North America. We are strong. There are more than 42,000 of us in TWU Local 100. 472 stations, 665 miles of track, 6,500 subway cars, 21 bus depots, more than 300 bus routes, nearly 6,000 buses. This city and region could not function without us.
I don't know of a man in history that has been a union member that has gone through civil service. I know what it is to fight for your raise increase, for your pension, to make sure your children can go to school. I am you. One of you is now the mayor of the most important city in the entire country. Think about that. You can mobilize and move to the next level of government so you can make policy. I don't fit what people believe should look like the person who runs the city like New York, this powerful city. I don't look like it. I may not look like that, but you know what? I look like you.
We must be one. I will fight. We will fight together for every single person in this great union. Please remember, we are member built, member strong, member driven. Thank you, Local 100.
Did y'all see that BS? I mean, there's so many things that you could rebut there. So many lies, so much fiction, so much gaslighting. Samuelson saying, you know, experience. Did Samuelson forget that he was the president of Local 100 and he's the reason why we are in this hole that we in now? Right? So I want to know what experience is he coming with, right? Then they had Superintendent Chiarello saying that, you know, this union is this union is strong. How? Yes, we were once strong, but we've been getting our behinds kicked by management. We've been getting our behinds kicked by the politicians in Albany. And we've even been getting our behinds kicked by our own union representatives. So are we strong number-wise? Absolutely. 40,000 members, that's a lot of members for a union. But when it comes to the action part, we're not strong. We're not strong at all. We was just at a court date this past Wednesday. 40,000 members, maybe 40 members showed up to the court date. Right? That's not a sign of strength, a sign of power. There was another court date with the cleaner that got assaulted in the Bronx. Maybe like 15 people came out, if that. That's not a sign of power. That's not a sign of strength. Right? So when you look at these videos, it's just a whole bunch of gaslighting, a whole bunch of propaganda, trying to make themselves look good for the next election. That's all they care about. And they would give you crumbs. We think that management give us crumbs. Our own union give us crumbs. We don't really get the protection that we deserve. Yeah, you got some members out there that would fight with you, fight for you, that would pick up the phone for you at any time of the night. Right? Like I could literally probably call Aaron right now live on the air to see if he pick up the phone. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe one day I'm going to call from unknown numbers and I'm gonna call every rep. We go do a show. We go call every rep, and we go see who pick up their phone at 1, 2 in the morning. We go do a special show, probably regarding that. But yeah, they had the mayor up there, and I don't know. First of all, I don't understand why they have politicians at our events. What benefit is it for the members? What benefit is it for us? I don't get why they are at our events. I don't get why, it's just more propaganda. Now, they just put that clip up. I think they put it up yesterday, right? It's doing poor, got like 55, 60 views, maybe. I mean, matter of fact, that video been up since earlier today, right? 55, 60 views. That's not a sign of strength right there, right? But did they forget that Eric Adams said that he wasn't going to give us $500 million, right? And this is the budget from Kathy Hochul, which you see on the screen, $500 million from the city. Eric Adams, let me show you guys what Eric Adams said, just in case if you missed the last show. He basically said no. He said committing $500 million could further strain our already limited resources, right? But the union is championing around Eric Adams, right? I get it. But they got to go by the mantra that this is business, it's never personal. Eric Adams is a likable guy. I've met Eric Adams a few times, spoke to him personally, sat with him in the backyard, chilling, kicking it. But when it comes to the business, and we need that money from the city, we need that money. Where's that support at? We heard him in a video say, yo, you got they said that basically to be a mayor, you got to look a certain way. And I don't fit that description of how you should look because you got one of you up there. We got one of us in City Hall, right? We got one of us in City Hall. Like we used to say back in the days, kick it, cricket, we need that money. We need that money. We need that money. Money make the world, listen, y'all. Money make the world go round. Money ain't everything, it's the only thing. Let's not get it confused or twisted. Anybody tell you that money is not everything, they lying to you. Because I guarantee you that they either getting all the money or they dead broke. Right? Money makes the world go round. Right? Of course you want your health. Of course you want your family. But let me tell you, at the end of the day, it's about that money. Don't let nobody tell you otherwise. It is about that money, right? They say, oh, don't worry about it. Money ain't everything. Good things come to those who wait. Man, you keep waiting all you want. You better go out there and go get it. Nothing is going to come to us. That's why we are in the position that we are in now, is because we looking for handouts. We have union representatives, the union administration, who go to Albany with their hands shaped like a cup, and we get nothing put in it, right? In fact, we give out more than what we get back in return. We don't get a bill that benefits transit workers every year, but guess what we do? We donate money to political campaigns every single year, and we don't get nothing back in return. We get a bill here and there. We get, you tell me what we get. I don't know. I don't know what we get. But like I said, look, the phone lines are open. You could call in at any given time. I just wanted to open up the show today, Friday night. Nothing else better to do. I mean, before I go to bed, why not just go live, kick it with the members, give out some information, you know what I mean? And just, no real format to the show today. What is this? No real format to the show today. Did you guys see this? That the superintendent on the 6th line hired some people to give massages, a health fair, give massages, check your cholesterol, check your blood pressure. and things of that nature. Did you guys see that? Taught CPR. I got a little 6-second video. I want to tell y'all how it came to me though. I ain't gonna tell y'all sent it to me. I just want to tell you guys how it came about though. Check it out. So you see that they was getting massages and things of that nature. Now, what I thought, I'm sure again. Now, what I thought, when I seen the video, I thought the union was, trying to do some things around the property because they do that in buses. RTO, we don't really see that. We don't really get that type of love from the union administration where they have health fairs that, come to terminals. We don't get that type of love. But buses, they get that type of love at least once a year, right? But it wasn't the union who did it. It was not the union. It was line superintendent Doran, who I don't know who she is. I don't know what she looked like. If someone got her picture, I would like to see who she is so I could show the members, what's what. Now, what I don't understand is that how come certain superintendents get leeway to do things like this and other superintendents can't, right? What I noticed about the B division superintendents is that they are more oppressive, right? The B division superintendents, and I'm talking about not the deputy superintendents, not too many of the lines, but the generals and the actos, they are definitely on an oppressive type movement. They don't want us to feel this good. They don't want us to feel happy about coming to work. They don't want us to have good morale because in the B division, what I noticed is that that's where the old boys network still reside. They reside heavy in the B division, right? I asked the superintendent for something. Oh, I'm getting pushback. What you mean you getting pushback? I asked for something simple. Oh, I'm getting put. Who's pushing back against this? Oh, I can't really say. So the B division superintendents is definitely about big stick management. They're not trying to improve morale. They're not trying to make us feel good about coming to work. But whoever Miss Doran is, Superintendent Doran, shout out to you because you definitely raised the bar. And we need more of that. We don't see this type of behavior from superintendents. Time and time again, the only time we see superintendents is when we in trouble. That's the only time that we see a superintendent is when we in some type of trouble. So, this type of gesture and the work environments that we work in, our blood pressures could be crazy. Our cholesterol could be crazy because it's a hustle and bustle type of job in subways. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you'll have your lunch on your lunch in the refrigerator. You'll get turned. You don't get no lunch. You got to go upstairs and get something to eat. We pick a lot of unhealthy choices. Train operators, if you above a certain type of height, you basically got to torture your body a certain kind of way just to operate. Conductors, we doing this all day, pulling down windows, pointing, turning the key. Train operators is like this all day. So, the massages and all of that makes a difference, right? I wish it could be once a month. I think that we should get this once a month, and I think that it should be announced where we could take advantage of, these health fairs, especially when it's on the property. I wouldn't mind taking 10, 15 minutes to get a massage or, check something or learn something that could possibly save a life or save your own life, right? But this is good. And like I said, I wonder why we never see this type of action in the B division. I mean, I don't really wonder why. I know why. I definitely know why. Definitely know why they do that. But yeah, this is the post that Belinda put up. Let me see. It's too small on my computer screen. Let me see something. Yeah, you know, Belinda put this up. She said, shout out to Line Superintendent Doran. She had a health fair for the crews at Parkchester and Pell yesterday, and it was a huge success. Massages, aromatherapy, hand scrub, Reiki, cholesterol, sugar, pressure check, healthy sandwiches. Look at that, man. Look at that. Shout out to Superintendent Doran. Shout out to Superintendent Doran. That's dope. That is definitely dope. I want to know why my videos is not. Let me take this video down. I want to know why these videos ain't playing. But yeah, and the union could do that also. I just don't get why they not doing it. Well, I'll tell you what, they don't do it in buses. I mean, they don't do it in RTO. They do it in buses. We don't get no love. Us in RTO, we get no love. They don't care. Let me see what video this is. Oh yeah, this is. Should I discuss this video again? Because this is bad. This is bad business. Let me see if anybody what's going on here. Listen, call in 516-387-1638. You can hit the Cash App right there too. Hit. Come on, let's get it. Let's get it. Shout out to YouTube, man. I don't know how I get more people watching on YouTube now than I do Facebook. I know Facebook got me shadow banned, but yo, shout out to YouTube, man. And y'all live on the comments too. Let me see what's going on Facebook. Facebook is getting better. Yeah, but you know, we oh, she said they did it at East 180 at first. Okay. Yeah, I don't never remember that at Stillwell. I never remember that at Stillwell. Did you guys see, I want to play this video again. And did you guys see the video? The interview that Gomez did outside the courthouse? Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Let me see what I could do. Let me play this video real quick. Let me put this video.
Unfortunately, transit workers, this is nothing new for us.
Let me back it
to
up a
actually
little
start
bit.
protecting us, and the person was actually apprehended.
Oh, this whole video. All
Unfortunately,
right, let's do it.
transit workers, this is nothing new for us. We've been getting assaulted for years. This is like the norm. The only thing different now is that the person was actually apprehended. So now that we actually
Wrong. Currently, there's 2 people apprehended right now for assaulting transit workers. One is the person who murdered our beloved train operator, Garrett Goebel. He's arrested. And the other guy who broke the collarbone and beat up the cleaner is also arrested, right? And they saying that he's not fit for trial. But let's continue.
you have someone apprehended, it's important that he is prosecuted to the full extent of the law. No more slaps on the wrist. It's not cool to assault transit workers. We need the district attorney, the mayor, everybody involved in the city to actually start protecting us and holding these criminals that assault my coworkers accountable to the full extent of the law. No plea deals, no nothing. Just to the full extent of the law that he can be prosecuted, he needs to get prosecuted.
See, what Gomez don't understand, the fullest extent of the law is exactly what bail reform is. Right? The fullest extent of the law, right, allows people who assault transit workers to make bail and to get out, right? Nothing is going to change until we get a real assault bill. Not none of this, oh, let me just create something so they could be happy so we could get more of their coat money. Absolutely not. We need a assault bill that will deter people from assaulting us transit workers. But let's let him finish.
So long, we're so used to EDPs, emotionally disturbed people, homeless people assaulting us, but now we have executive white collar office workers assaulting us. We have to, it's very, very important that
I want to play that back. I want to play that back because I want to know what the hell y'all was clapping about. Let's listen back to that.
office workers assaulting us. Used to EDPs, emotionally disturbed people, homeless people assaulting us, but now we have executive white collar office workers assaulting us. We have to, it's very, very important that we set an example with this guy.
To the people who was there, what the hell were you clapping about? He said now we have white collar executives assaulting us and you guys start clapping. Can somebody tell me what the hell y'all was clapping about? Could you imagine if Pat Lynch say, now we have white collar, and he say this at the courthouse, now we have white collar executives shooting police officers and the PBA start doing this. What the hell are y'all clapping about? I mean, did I miss something? There was nothing to clap about there. I'm confused. I need somebody to straighten it up for me. Let me play that again because let me see who is clapping. I'm gonna ask you why you was
But
clapping.
now we have executive white collar office workers assaulting us. We have to, it's very, very important that we set an example with this guy to let the city know.
Lord have mercy. What was y'all clapping about? I can't imagine Pat Lynch saying we have white collar executives shooting at us police officers in the PBA. Yes. Man, y'all gotta be kidding me. But let's continue.
Know and the public know that it's not okay to assault transit workers. Enough is enough. I'm tired of it. My co-workers are tired of it. That's why we're here, and we have to put our foot down. And to the district attorney, an RTO is a department of 7,000 people. In New York City Transit is about 40,000 people. You guys get voted in. It's time for you guys to step up and do the right thing for transit workers.
Yes. See, Gomez is confused. He's trying to, he's trying to pull a scam on the politicians, try to play a little scam on them. Say, 40,000, we vote you guys in. Canella, newsflash, buddy. We don't even vote in our own elections. You think we vote for city council and state assembly people? Huh? You mean to tell me that out of 40,000 people, only 11,000 vote in our union elections? But you trying to scare the politicians with that, man? This is insane. Let's go. Let's continue.
If this was an NYPD officer, a firefighter, sanitation worker, correction officer, court officer, they would be prosecuted to the full extent of the law.
Let me tell you something, Gomez. If that was an NYPD officer, a firefighter, a sanitation worker, a court officer, or even a mailman, that hall and that courthouse would have been packed with at least 200 to 300 people. The reason nobody take us serious is not because they don't appreciate us. Well, they don't appreciate us. I would say, I don't know, man. The public appreciate us. I get thank yous here and there, right? But we don't show our strength, right? Because the people who's in charge, the people who's in power, the administration, they just not influential enough to make people want to follow them. In order to be a vice president, top four, specifically the president or the administrative vice president, you got to give the people something to want to follow, right? I may not like Pat Lynch policies, but he comes through and he comes across as a leader for whatever he's representing, right? Whatever he's representing, whatever base he's trying to tap into, he's a leader for that. The only thing that this TWU union administration is leaders of is the go along, get along cartel. That's it. Y'all not leaders of anything else behind that. But let's go. Let's continue.
Tired of people attacking transit workers and getting slapped in the wrist. We're tired of them getting disappearance tickets. We're tired of them not getting no type of probation. The time is now, and we're not standing for it anymore. We're not standing for it no more. Now white collar, now it's open season for white collar corporate America to kick our ass. Like, there's just no more. Just no more. We're tired of it. We're tired of it. My name is Canella Gomez. C-A-N-E-L-L-A Gomez. G-O-M-E-Z.
What kind of protections would you like to see for your transit workers?
Well, we need definitely more police presence in the subway. We need police to be by the conductor's positions. We don't need them by the fare box, police in poverty. We don't need them at the end of the platform. We need them by the conductor positions, by the train operator positions. And we need the district attorneys to start prosecuting these people. It's easy to say, get more police, lock them up, and let them go. How is that stopping and protecting my coworkers? It's open season on attacking transit workers because there's no accountability. It's almost like you can attack a transit worker, you get a death ticket, and then you go right back in the system to attack another transit worker. It's just too much now. It's time to stop it. It starts with the police presence.
No, wait, let him finish that.
But it ends with the district attorneys prosecuting these people.
Let me back that up.
To attack another transit worker. It's just too much now. It's time to stop it. It starts with the police presence, but it ends with the district attorneys prosecuting these people. Think about it. This guy right here is a white.
He's 100% wrong. It does not start with the police presence and it don't end with the prosecutor. It starts with our union administration protecting us. That's where it starts. If we are working in an unsafe environment, then the union have the ability to address that with service, right? They have the ability to address that with service. So the police is not our first line of defense. The prosecutor is not our second line of defense. Our union administration is our first line of defense. And they doing what weak people do. They pass the baton. Because you want to know what? What if the police officers don't do their job? What if the prosecutor never do their job? And we have seen that year after year after year after year after year. It's the same narrative. It was the same thing with John Samuelson, right? John Samuelson said at one time when he was negotiating our contract back in 2015 that if they can't protect us, they should pay us, right? So every president, Samuelson, Utano, and now Richie Davis, is saying the same narrative, right? We need more police. We need more police. The prosecutor's not doing this. The prosecutor's not doing that. Then they come and throw the smoke screen and say, hey, we just signed a bill for better protections of transit workers. But as soon as we get assaulted, we are back at square one again, right? And they try to play this game. Well, you got a new president. Give him a chance. You got a new president. Give him a chance. You got a new president. Give him a chance, right? Next thing you know, we 9 years move forward, but we back as if it was year one, right? Because this is all a game, right? The NYPD, I mean, let's be honest, there's not enough police officers in the system, right? And the police officers that we do have, they cannot be everywhere in the system, right? Do you need police officers by turnstiles? I think that you do need police officers by turnstiles. It shouldn't be the majority of where they at, right? I think that the police officers should be at our positions, like Gomez said, but there's just not enough police officers to make that operation work. And this is a unique system, right? If it was my choice, there would be a police officer in every station 24/7. And they would have face-to-face relief. Bottom line, right? We would definitely have police officers at every terminal, right? Face-to-face relief. We would have NYPD officers on the buses, right? At least every other bus, right? There are things that they could do, but we are continuously at square one again when it comes to these assaults. And it's not because the police, right? Because the police we already see that the police ain't doing what they need to do. They just don't have the numbers to do what they have to do, right? As the prosecutor, we already seen that they don't prosecute these cases when people actually assault us, right? So what is our option? Our option should always be number one, the union should be our first line of defense. The union should be our first line of defense, not anyone else. Because you want to know what? Nobody's going to start listening until the MTA money start getting messed up. Right? When somebody get assaulted, there needs to be certain protocols that happen within the system. If someone get assaulted, there needs to be a stoppage of service until we can assure that whoever assaulted us is outside the station, the coast is clear, everything, right? That needs to happen. For two, there's no communication when someone does get assaulted. Like my leader, the person that's in front of me, the crew that's in front of me could get assaulted, or it could be 3-4 crews in front of me that could have got assaulted. We don't know anything because they don't tell us nothing. So these assaults be happening and we only find out through the grapevine. There's no toolbox talk. There's no real-time talk. There's no nothing when it comes to alerting us that there was some type of assault that happened, right? We just go about the day regular and we are kept in the dark, which I feel that is wrong, right? Don't the MTA got this motto that says, if you see something, say something? How can I say something if I don't know what's going on? Y'all don't even tell us when one of our own get assaulted. We got to find out through our other coworkers. These messages should come directly from the superintendent or the dispatcher. We should not have to be finding out from coworkers, oh, you heard what happened to this person? No, the facts should come from supervision, bottom line. But the union don't even make sure that they do that. They don't even make sure that they do that. So how are we supposed to do anything, right? Our first line of defense continuously fails us. Continuously fails us. Right? Let's listen to what else he got to say.
White collar financial banker, financial broker making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year attacking a female train operator. Like, when is this going to stop? For him to feel comfortable enough to attack a female train operator any time of the day, anywhere in this world is just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. We need accountability. We want accountability. We want accountability.
I mean, I think that this is insane. I think that this is insane. Right? This whole union administration like to play this game called pass the buck. You know, we don't want to take no accountability. I would like to know, what does Local 100, what does the administration, what are they accountable for when it comes to these assaults? What is their accountability? What can they do to fight back against these assaults? Because giving the politicians our coat money is obviously not working. They're not trying to hold the MTA accountable in no form or fashion, besides creating these fancy word salads that's doing nothing but gaslighting the members. What's really going on here? Right? And you know, at times, and we hear this from time to time and time again, I don't care what department that you in, especially in the operating departments or any department where you dealing directly with the public, cleaner, station cleaner, terminal car cleaner. We feel alone out there. It don't feel like our union have our back, because everything is reactionary. Every single last thing they do is reactionary, right? What are they doing to get ahead of the issues that we are facing here as civil servants in the MTA? What are they doing? Right? They not putting no real pressure on the MTA. The realest pressure they could put on the MTA is the curtail service when we get assaulted. They not even trying to do that. And right now we are in some very bad times. Right? We see what's happening with our wages versus gentrification. We seen it last year. Gas went up crazy. Right now we seeing eggs. The price of eggs is high right now. $6, $7, $8 for a dozen of eggs. Everything is going up. The rents is going up. The city or the state, I forgot which one, gave the landlords that they could raise the rent 3% or something like that. Everything is going up, but our salaries. But you will have them gaslight us and say, "Hey, look at our salaries." Let me. I'm gonna bring something up for you guys. I want to bring something up. I want us to take a look at our salaries. Let me see. Where can I? Wait, what is this? See, is this it? Let me see. Let me see if it changed it for me. There we go. I'm going to show you guys something. I swear I love the way I have this show set up. So much technology. Oh, I don't pick up. You can't call this number. You can't call into the show block. You got to call in with a phone number. All right, let me get this stuff up for you. Let's look at some of these contracts that we got. Wait, what is this? 2016. All right. Let's take a look at our last contract. Let me see. Can I get this on the screen for you guys? Okay. Let me see. All right. Let me bring up the last contract for you guys. Make sure I'm doing this right. Now y'all see the percentage raises that we got. You see where the cursor is at on the screen. The highest we got was 2.75. Now the MTA, they budget 2%. Right? They budget 2%. So the raise that we got from May 16th, 2019 was only 2%. The MTA, that's what they wanted to give us. Right? Then they gave us 2.25, right? Then 2.5, then 2.75. We haven't seen 3%. And this is the longest we had a contract, 4 years. Right? Let me get a call on the phone. Let me see what's going on here.
We haven't seen 3%.
Call us 7800. 7800, you now live on Progressive Action TV. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Scott. Subways.
What's going on? How you doing? What's on your mind?
Now, prime example is currently, I don't think the union is even calling out the MTA on when it comes down to contracts on how our contracts don't reflect what LIRR is getting. About 3 weeks ago, LIRR, the New York Post, said it in their own article how money is being taken from New York City Transit and given to LIRR for ridership that's not coming back. People are working from home. So that's just the number one issue right there, is just the way they negotiate contracts. And to get the MTA to full effect, to feel, a money loss, I think they need to get a group of us that's off there's enough of us off on certain days and start blocking up tunnels and bridges. Make the MTA fill out laws until we get what we want, until they come to the table and say, hey, we're going to give you this because we're worried about y'all striking. Y'all already done hit us on the tunnels and bridges, just holding them up. We're going to give y'all what y'all want and leave this matter alone.
If I didn't think that we had a union administration who was afraid of the MTA and actually work with the MTA, I would say that's a great idea. But how do we navigate having reps that's afraid of the MTA? How do we navigate that as members?
I think at this point, we got to circumvent the union. We got to circumvent the union administration at this point. At this time and point, we got to just circumvent them and, start getting together and doing it on our own. And let them see that the administration don't represent the mass members, that we're willing to do this on our own to get what we want out of it.
I was thinking,
and we need to start calling more public attention from holding people from Congress involved, because they signing off on these deals. Oh, we're going to give money for this project and that project, but the thing is, and this is what nobody's not paying attention to, we are the force that makes the MTA move. There's another word I'm looking for, but we're the human infrastructure. Without the human infrastructure, the rest of the infrastructure doesn't matter because it's not moving, it's just sitting there. So you got to take care of the human infrastructure before you can take care of the physical, the mechanical infrastructure.
I got you. So do you think what kind of fight back do you think that the union is going to wage against the MTA this contract?
I mean, I don't think they're going to put no fight up. They're going to come to us, oh, the MTA is offering this. They're not going to put up no fight. And this is the time to put up a fight. I mean, if you look over just across the pond, just in France and London, they already went on strike, a mass global strike in the UK and in France. We should have been out there when the federal railroad workers was asking for sick days. And we saw that Joe Biden wasn't trying to even give them sick days, and he ran that deal down their throat. Where were we at during that fight? Where were we at during the Amazon fights? Where were we at during the Starbucks fights? We're nowhere to be showing up during these fights when it's pivotal. This right now is the most pivotal moment for unions to be uniting and striking and standing united together. And TWU, as we claim we're these strong and we're these great fighters, we are missing in action. Nowhere to be found. Quiet as church mouse. Because the MTA would pay attention. Oh, damn, they out there with the Amazon. They out there with Starbucks. They out there with the federal railroad workers. They gotta. We need to be careful. But we haven't put them on notice that, okay, this might come down the pipeline and it might be big. We're nowhere to be found.
They stood out there with the nurses though.
Yeah, but that really wasn't that was going to be settled. That was going to be a settled thing because the simple fact is, out of the health situation going on, but it sends more of a message if we out there with every other fight that's going on. They was out there for a quick minute. If we out there for every other fight that's going on, it sends more of a pivotal message to where the MTA is like, oh, damn, I see TWU out there again. I see them again. To where they got to be like, we got to turn on the note. Oh, yeah, there they go again. There they go again. But we not.
I agree with you to a degree with that. My issue is that like they are doing little things like right. So they went to Chicago, I think, or Texas or something like that to rally with the airlines people. And they doing little things like that. But my issue is that they fighting for everyone else but us. So picture your house being in shambles, your house is destroyed, and the person that's in charge of your home, the person who controls your home, right, is going to help everybody else fight, but your own fight that's in your house. They trying to help everybody else eat, but you starving in your house, right? And that's the issue that I have with them is that I don't care who they stand with on the outside, because it's easy to stand with people when it's not your fight. We could literally have a rally every single day of the week for the issues that we deal with here in Local 100 as transit workers. We could have a fight for every day of the week. Why we aren't doing that? When the last time you seen TWU have a rally for something regarding assaults? Have a rally for to make sure that we on par with Long Island Railroad with wages, or have a rally about discipline or whatever the case may be? When the last time you seen Local 100 do that?
I haven't seen them do that.
Exactly.
And that goes back to where they should be, where we should be out there hitting the Whitestone, the Triborough, the Verrazano, the Mario Como, the Henry Hudson, the Holland Tunnel. We should be hitting all of them morning, noon, and night, just protesting. So with the MTA going, yo, they costing us money. They're holding up traffic. They cost nobody could cross these bridges and go into these tunnels. Even if we do one every week, we should be hitting those tollways, because they getting the money. They start getting the money from us.
I agree. Well, thanks for calling in, bro.
And I think just for added effect, get the Lincoln Tunnel as well. So now you got the governor from New Jersey like, hold on, this is causing a problem. Now he's calling hopeful. Like, what are you doing up there?
I agree. You got some good ideas, and maybe we need to put something in motion where we could take it upon ourselves, especially if we see this administration continue to go rogue. But thanks for calling in. You gave some great ideas, and let's continue to put the word out there. You heard?
Definitely.
All right, thanks for calling. He came with some good ideas. There were some good ideas, he said. And if we were a strong union, as if when Superintendent Chiarello said that during the mass membership meeting, if we were a strong union, then we would be doing that. Let me get to the next caller. Caller 1700, you now live on Progressive Action TV. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Yo, what up, Tremel? It's your boy John here, A Division, TO.
What's going on, John? How you doing? What's up?
Every day's a blessed day, man. I'm loving these contract talks and your show. And I definitely wanted to say one thing, because the brother on the phone, it wasn't the brother. You actually brought it up. You brought up the nurses. I think the nurses paved the warpath for TWU. We're so worried about this Taylor law and possible jail time for the president and the loss of pay. And we transit workers, bro. All we do is transport people from point A to point B. Them nurses, they said, we don't give a damn if your grandmother's on her deathbed. We not coming to work, and we not taking care of nobody. We not taking care of nobody. We don't care. We don't care about your children. We don't care about your family. We don't care about nobody. And these people, if we're talking about liability, they're literally life and death situations that you could be prosecuted for. Literally, you can do jail time, like serious jail time, because you're dealing with people's health and all this stuff. And they united and they said, the hell with this. And they got whatever contract they wanted, they got. And if TWU, if we're going to stand there with them, if we don't take cue from that right there, as, yo, the hell with this Taylor law nonsense, these people left people on their deathbeds, and they weren't worried about no repercussions. They weren't worried about nothing. So I think TWU really need to pay attention to stuff like that, because at the end of the day, that's what it's about, man. That's what it's about. We got people getting assaulted. We got people getting killed on the job. We got all types of stuff happening. And this year, we got all the ammunition in the world. And we get more ammunition on a daily basis with the assaults and all this other stuff that's happening to really put up a fight for a contract. You know what I'm saying? I can't stress that enough, man. Those nurses, now I understand what Drake meant when he made that YOLO track. Now I understand. They said, listen, we putting all the eggs in the basket. We don't care who's in the hospital doing what. If we don't get what we want, then y'all need to start planning some funerals. I don't know. I don't know how much deeper it could get than that, Tremel. I don't know. These people said if we don't get what we want, y'all better be ready to plan some funerals. And we sitting here worried about losing 1 or 2 days pay for every day. Bro, I don't have a bigger point than that. Once you brought up the nurses, I thought about it. I'm like, bro, when you really think about what they did, they didn't just get a contract. They left people, they were willing to let people die behind this. That's the kind of energy, that's the kind of time transit need to be on. Real talk. RTO, that's the kind of time we need to be on.
I mean, first of all, your comment 1,000% on point. And I talked about this a few weeks ago, and you said exactly what I said, right? There's no greater what's the word? There's no coming back from death, right? There's no greater penalty than death. Those nurses was willing. Those nurses was willing to let people die in order to get what they wanted. And they wasn't even striking for wages, because people automatically think when you strike, it's definitely a money issue, wages, and we want more. The 19% was there already. They didn't want to be overworked. So back to what you were saying, they was willing to let people die because they didn't want to be overworked. That's crazy, right? And like I said, there's no greater consequence than death. Death don't have, or the Taylor law don't have anything on death. It has nothing on death, right? When we looked at why the union did not want to stop service during COVID, they played that game with us. We got to take the nurses to the hospitals. We got to get the first responders to where they needed to go. And then look what the nurses turn around and do. Yeah, you know what? The COVID numbers is going up again. These hospitals is becoming overwhelmed again. We go on strike, and we go forget about these people in the hospital. And like you said, you only live once, like Drake said. It's YOLO. We go get what we want, then we go get back to what we were paid to do. Right? And I mean, you said it better than me. You said it better than me. And it doesn't get any more clearer than that. Now, how do you feel about the Taylor law?
Honestly, as far as the effect on the membership, I can understand the position that we're in terms of there's a lot of new people that don't know about nest eggs and rainy day funds and stuff like that. Everybody's kind of young, living paycheck to paycheck. So I feel like that's something that scares people, the loss of pay and all of that stuff. But I feel like in terms of a union president or elected leadership facing penalties and stuff like that in regards to inciting an action or not going to the extent of prohibiting an action, I think that's irrelevant. I think I'm a big proponent on short-term sacrifice, long-term gains. I'm big on that. And a lot of people down here, especially tier 6, we got 10 years, 15 years, 20 years left. And if we keep regressing at the rate that we're regressing, we might not make it them 20 years. We might not. We might get pushed out just based off of being unable to afford, or we might get pushed out because we get killed on the job, or, there's a lot worth fighting for. And I think if push came to shove, I don't think the city has a gun big enough to deal with the ramifications of a complete service shutdown. I really don't think so. I would really love to see, I would love to put that to the test, right? Where they say, well, the ridership isn't up, so we need to do a new work program and cut service. Okay. So go on strike. Let's call the city's bluff. Because if service is down so much, then going on strike really shouldn't affect the city because the ridership is down anyway.
I agree.
And let's see what kind of riots, you know what I'm saying? Let's see what kind of riots will happen if we just shut down service and people can't go where they need to go, and now everybody's forced to take a cab, and that Uber 2 blocks is now $100 because the ridership demand is high.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Just to go 2 blocks, you pay $100 Uber. Like, I'm telling you, Taylor law, I understand it, but I think that a short-term sacrifice for a long-term gain is absolutely necessary. And like the brother said before, in the last call, I think that, and I tell you, Tremel, you have the platform for it. I wish that there were more platforms, not to take away from yours, but just to continue to lethalize the amount of awareness, because what you put out versus the narrative that the MTA puts out are 2 completely different stories.
Mm-hmm.
For example, the subway system is safe. Yeah, if you watch one episode of Progressive Action, you'll understand that the narrative that the MTA is putting out is a whitewash narrative. And I think the public needs to be made aware of that situation.
Mm-hmm.
Look at, they empathize with the nurses. They were overworked. Okay, so let's strike off the fact that we just tired of getting assaulted.
Mm-hmm.
We won't even discuss wages. Let's just talk about the fact that our crew rooms are infested with bed bugs and all types of diseases.
Mm-hmm.
Or our offices, AKA our trains, are constantly infested with homeless people who carry weapons, who urinate and defecate all over the cabs, and our work offices are constantly in a state of disarray.
Oh, how about
There's
this?
1,000,001 reasons to strike. We don't even.
Oh, how about this? How about the new study that they had out to say that the air in the subway not safe? Right? There's a whole.
Bro, don't even talk. Go ahead.
No, let me hear what's on your mind. It's your time.
Oh, bro, don't even tell me about that, because the last MTA report that was done by OSHA cited over 13 carcinogens in the tunnels. 13 carcinogens. For those of you who don't know what a carcinogen is, that is a cancer-causing agent. We are breathing over 13 different types of cancer-causing agents. Steel dust is one of them. We breathing that shit in on a daily. Sorry, I don't know if I could curse on your show. I apologize.
It's all good. It's all good.
We are breathing that stuff in on a daily basis, over 13 different types of cancer-causing agents. I tell people all the time, if you're a train operator down here and you do 25 years as a train operator, you have cut your life expectancy by at least 10 years. At least. With all the cancer-causing agents that you're breathing in. And now they're saying under-river tubes have the most polluted air or dirtiest air in the city now. The under-river tubes are the most nasty air you could breathe. And you know what's funny is we okay with it. We okay with it. And nobody, it's like, I just don't understand how you could just blatantly put something like that out and it doesn't raise alarms in certain areas. And like you said, we could go to bat every day of the week. Every day of the week, there's something that we could have a rally for. Assaults need to be the #1 priority for that. I don't know why these things aren't talked about. You know, this whole let's go to the courthouse. All right, that's cool, going to the courthouse, right? But how about we go to, you know, elected officials' offices? How about we go to the newsroom? We a big enough union where if we went to the news and said we got a story, they'll bite. They'll want to hear it. And it should be put out there. It should be put out there. It's not something that's being taken seriously. And I think that some kind of an action needs to happen, whether it's a safety stand down, whether it's operating in accordance to school car, whether it's like the other brother said, holding, protesting at key locations. But something definitely needs to be done. And I think collectively, as a membership, we have to understand there is no union without us.
Now, let me ask you
There
this.
is no union without us.
Let me ask you this,
Yeah.
because you brought up Tier 6 in one of your comments, and you also brought up, the MTA, is attempting to cut service. And one of the key components of Tier 6 is the overtime cap, right? Now,
Yes.
the overtime cap only makes sense if you get an overtime. If the MTA is cutting service, cutting our runs, and cutting our overtime, how detrimental would that be for us in the future? The overtime cap wouldn't mean nothing if we're not meeting that threshold. So Tier 6 as a whole need to be reformed. And I seen someone post this. And I want to ask you how you feel about this. Someone posted this online, and I was thinking about it for a while. And I don't know the politics behind it. I don't even know if it could be done, but it's definitely a great idea. Our retirement should not be based on how many days we work or the years of service. Being that, we are transit workers, we rarely work 8-hour days. Some of us work 10 hours a day, 11-hour days. And I think that our pension or the time we could retire should be based off of 8 hours a day and how many days I think you work 20 days a month, average 20 days a month for 12 months. And that 8 hours a day times 20 for the month, that solidifies 1 month for you. And the more hours you work, the more overtime you work, takes away from that 25, 55, if that's what it would be. How you feel about if it being based on an hourly rate versus a day rate?
I think it would benefit, but it will also, what will happen is you get somebody like myself. I work a boatload of overtime. Now, you'll get the time, but the problem is, how do you circumvent the age? No matter how much time you cut.
The age, that's the thing. We shouldn't have an age. We shouldn't really have an age. Or if we have an age, it should mirror and reflect what corrections have, what NYPD have, what sanitation have, what FDNY have. I don't understand why we are 25, 55. It makes absolutely no sense. And with the union is saying, well, Tier 6 is worth its weight in gold because they wanted to make us 30-62. So we the only group in the Tier 6 group that's 25-55, as if that was a win by itself. Because the reality of it is that with Tier 6, you're not probably going to be able to leave at 55 years old. You're probably not going to be able to leave after 25 years. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because the way the Tier 6 is fit now, let's just say if you make $100,000, you make $100,000 a year, you're going to get half of that. Off top, you're going to get half of that. Right? The first Tier 6 people can retire in 2037, 12 years from now. Right? Where are you living in New York off of $50,000 a year 12 years from now? You won't be able to survive.
You better hope you hit one of them lotteries.
I mean, and that's that's a stretch, right? So you're not going to be able to survive off of $50,000 here in New York, right? You spent 25 years here. What are you going to be doing outside of that? You know what I'm saying? It's not, I'm gonna go find me another job. Nah, after you just put in 25 years at a company, you got to go find another job. And you're not finding another job out of boredom. You're going to be finding another job just to make ends meet, which is crazy. Right? So we need to get rid of Tier 6 altogether. Right? This Stand United administration, one of their re-election ploys was like, we're going to get Tier 6 fixed. We're going to get Tier 6 fixed. Now, they make one amendment to Tier 6. What they took? Oh, the vestment time. Oh, you're going to be vested.
Yeah,
You're going to be vested in 5 years instead of 10. What does that matter if somebody plan on retiring here anyway? What does it matter?
exactly.
If you plan on making this your career, the vestment age means absolutely nothing. It means nothing. Right? So these are and that costs the state nothing. Right? There wasn't no financial burden on the state by changing investment time. Right? And then thinking about how hold on real quick. Thinking about how we got Tier 6. We got Tier 6 because the Democrats voted for that. More Democrats voted for Tier 6 than the Republicans. And then we still got this union giving our money to the Democratic Party when they set out to hurt us with Tier 6. And not only that, this current union administration is giving actual politicians who voted for Tier 6 our coat money. I mean, that's a smack in the member's face, man. Yeah, the floor is yours.
No, man, I agree. I agree 110%. This is why, I've gotten into beef on the RTO information page where I say what I say what's on my mind, man. And I hate that the union does these little smoke and mirror tactics and they pose it as a victory. You know what I'm saying? Or we won you this. They were going to give us, what was it, 30-62, but we got you guys Tier 6, which is 25-55. Like, no, you didn't get us anything. You gave up something, and then you put us in this barrel now with this 25-55 plus an overtime cap, right? Why? Like, my question is, who thought of an overtime cap? If it was a real negotiation where
it's not
was involved and it was a win.
No, hold on. Let's stop there. It's no negotiation. When it comes to the pensions, there's no negotiation. It's what the politicians want. So what they did was they sponsored the bill. They sponsored a pension bill. And they worked out the terms within themselves. This don't got nothing to do with unions. Unions don't negotiate pensions. But if the politicians did that to us, right? They did that to hurt the membership. Why is the union still giving these politicians our money? That's how you hold them accountable, right? The pensions is not actually negotiated, right? We don't negotiate pensions.
No, but that's what I meant, though. You see, we don't negotiate as a union, but with politicians. But under the table, union leadership is talking to these politicians, getting their favors done. Oh, we'll do this if you do that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? What's happening? I'm talking about what's happening in the shadows.
Mm-hmm.
Because for politicians that we put in office to sit down and formulate something that's going to hurt the very membership that put them in office means that they had to have gotten the blessing from somebody up top.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody had to say, yeah, it's okay. The membership is stupid. We'll be able to explain it to them in a way that they won't be so mad about it. But you and I both know what the real deal is. You know what I'm saying? You and I being senior union members, leadership with the politician. You know, and that's what I meant by negotiating, because there's no way that we put you in office and we sponsor you and we help you get votes and we give you this coat money, and then you turn around and just blindside us, and we just sat there and didn't put up a fight about it, didn't do strike, didn't do a press conference, didn't do anything about it. We just rolled over and said, all right, it's cool. We got everybody in Tier 6. Because my thing is this: where would a politician who has no involvement with the MTA or with our RTO or TWU, where would they get the idea for an overtime cap? See, I could sit there and say, you know what? You guys want to talk about years and all that stuff. Okay, maybe the politicians can figure out how many years, investment time, and all that other stuff. All right, cool. But why would they put a stipulation about overtime? Like they know how much overtime people do down here. because they getting information from people on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
And the only people that would give them that information are the people who are in bed with them, who share coffee with them and go to these galas and all types of stuff, and that would be senior union leadership. That's not something, if I'm a politician, I'm thinking about investment time, I'm thinking about, should we do 30, 50, or, I'm thinking about that kind of stuff and how it's going to impact the city. What does an individual worker's potential to earn money, how does that impact the city in a negative way? If anything, we have more money to spend in the city that we live. So why would you put us in an overtime cap and dissuade us from even wanting to work overtime? It makes no sense. So that tells me that there's negotiations happening unofficially but officially. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Now, while you was talking, I just put up the advertisement that the union tried to sell to the members when Tier 6 first came about, and they literally put your 2555 defined benefit pension is worth its weight in gold. They tried to sell us Tier 6 as if it was a win, as if we should be grateful that we got this new pension. And this is coming from the union president saying this at the time. So I mean, we are in some serious trouble as transit workers, and it's good to hear from members like the first guy who called in, from yourself, and I think that the issue with us in RTO is that we peep game. I think they underestimate us. They put out these false narratives and saying that RTO is not. Guess what? RTO is not united. RTO is not united. What are you talking about? We the only department where if our union reps do not do right by the members, they get voted out. All the other departments, these reps been around for decades, a long time. RTO handle business. And when it comes to unity, stop trying to put that unity thing on us. This whole entire union is not united. I don't see buses standing with RTO. I don't see buses standing with stations. I don't see stations standing with MTA bus. We not united as a crew, and that's done by design by the gatekeepers of TWU Local 100. This is done by design. RTO, just by the nature of our jobs, it's hard for us to unite, right? It's easy for buses to unite. You see the same person day in and day out. I could see you one week and don't see you for the next year. In RTO,
you ain't lying.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's hard to unite with people you don't see every day and build that bond, and it makes it even more difficult when you don't have the proper leadership in the administration to make us or forge these relationships where we could trust each other. In order to be united, you got to be able to trust one another, right? It's no secret why we don't trust each other in RTO, because for one, you try to cover for your partner, you will get disciplined. They use that's your partner, but as soon as something go wrong, y'all got to become arch enemies. And then as soon as something go wrong, you being treated like a criminal by management. In order to have unity, you must have trust. There's absolutely no trust. There's no trust amongst us as members, and there's no trust amongst the union administration themselves. They all talk about each other. They all trying to get over on one another. So this place is bizarre, man. This place is bizarre. But when I hear from, members like yourself, it gives me hope that there's a brighter future ahead, because if you're thinking it, other members are thinking it also.
Yo, something that just came to my mind that I feel like we need to push for?
Let's go.
We need to push, right? Look, they got this whole duo system, right, where you got to do all this extra verification now when you log into an MTA system, right?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they need to implement that same system within the union and get us electronic voting. Because here's the kicker, right? The membership is getting younger. I guarantee you, us turning out physically to an event is hard because some of us have kids, some of us have, we have a life we're trying to live. Ain't nobody trying to work a midnight shift and then go down to a union meeting. It's just not going to happen. But I guarantee you, if they make electronic voting or they put something to where it's, because you can't give us the excuse now. It's the same system. It would be the same system that the MTA uses. And if the MTA trusts it, then why can't the union trust it? We should have that duo login system. The union got millions and millions of dollars to invest. So they should invest into an electronic voting system, and I guarantee you participation from the membership will increase tenfold. And the minute that happens, listen, it's only a matter of time before they piss off Tier 6. It's only a matter of time. And once they do that, that's when the union is going to have a complete overhaul and a complete change. Right now, we got the real fighters, the real war dogs in the membership. They on their way out. There's really no more fight left in them. And then you got us, the new generation, where a lot of us are real young, and we focus so much on getting this money and living the fast life that we don't understand, that we don't have the same principles that our predecessors had, which led to these successful contract negotiations and tough fights and all that stuff. So now it's like we in between a rock and a hard place. And the MTA is borderline getting ready to start making some real serious mistakes. And I guarantee you there's going to be a Tier 6 union takeover. And when that happens, you're going to have a bunch of new ideas, a bunch of new fresh faces, and a lot of high energy people that are going to raise hell and bring the fight. Because, but like I said, I feel like there needs to be more digital inclusion. For membership meetings, there's no reason why we can't have a mass membership meeting on Zoom. There's no reason why we can't have interactions more through social media and like as far as an official channel. And electric voting for me, I mean, I send my ballot in whenever I get it, and that's another thing. They so worried about the corruption of a digital voting system. You know how many times I never received a ballot? There's times there's members that don't even see a ballot. They just never make it to your house. So if the system that you guys have employed is messed up already, then maybe it's time to try something new. And I feel like a digital voting system will get way more participation, and there will be less bozos in office that get squeaked by because they know how the game works. I feel like they need to get the younger generation involved, and we can do that by becoming a digital membership. There's no reason why we can't. And, one thing I've preached about for the longest time, I feel like TWU got its hands in too many cookie jars. Too many cookie jars. We are a transport workers union. We represent everybody from the MTA all the way up to JetBlue, which got nothing to do with us. JetBlue got nothing to do with us. They fly in planes. They in the whole different thing. And I feel like because there's so many pieces involved, they choose where they want to invest time. And like I commented earlier, RTO is the highest revenue grossing asset for the MTA, period. Mm-hmm. Yet we get treated the worst because by strength, we cannot influence a contract unless we do something drastic, like strike or hold up different, key locations or whatever. But the moral of the story is, when you got a department like buses that can pass a contract without a single vote from RTO, why would RTO matter? It's like I tell people when it comes to regular politics, right? The politicians, like the police, they have a political map, and they know which communities have the highest amount of constituents. And by constituents, I mean people who have voter cards. I'm a registered voter. So if I'm on, if I'm on Brewer Avenue and I got 100,000 people there who are registered voters, and in Westchester Square, there's only 1,000 people who are registered voters, when it snows, where do you think I'm sending the plows? I'm sending the snowplows to Buell Avenue. The hell with Westchester Square, because your 1,000 votes ain't going to swing my election. So I need to take care of where the majority of my constituents reside. And you know, I feel like that same concept needs to be applied to the union. That same concept needs to be applied to the union.
I agree. And look, thanks for calling in. You raised a lot of great points. I'm gonna get to some more callers. Want to see who's thinking.
Yes, I'll be watching.
All right, appreciate it. Thanks for calling.
Right.
Yeah, let's just run down the list of callers. I'm gonna get to you guys. Let's go. Caller 3665 now on Progressive Action TV. What's your name? Where you calling from? What's your title?
Hey, what's up, Jamel? This is Rails, Chris.
What's up, Chris? What's going on, my brother?
What's going on?
Chilling. What's on your mind?
Not much. I'm hearing a lot of good. What's up, brother?
No, I said, what's on your mind? I want to hear what's on your mind.
You can hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. One of the biggest things we got to do is this unification. We talk about it all the time, but like we talk about RTO is the most cutthroat department, which is true. You know, I was a conductor for 6 years. I've been a train operator for 6 years, and you know, it's the mentality of stitch on this person. The conductor's taught to be against the train operator taught to be against the conductor. So if people in RTO have a cutthroat mentality, how do you expect them to feel about the other department? Until they become aware that we all work in conjunction with one another, right? Even with buses. I know people in buses, I know people in MOW, right? See, one reason why we all have to unify between RTO, MOW, buses, and stations is because MOW got a stronghold on stuff, but get this, everybody's making money off of MOW. All right, when it's a GO going on for MOW, Capital Construction, buses is getting OT, doing shuttle buses. They out there right now. RTO might get some platform and switches. Stations department is out there, guided passages around. So let's say MOW gets some cuts. It's going to affect everybody. RTO gets cuts. They're not running this line no more, the service like that. They don't need the maintenance on the tracks. Buses is going to suffer. They're not getting that shuttle bus OT. So we all got to work with one another. And when it comes to the actions and how to get things done, I agree. You know, brother was talking about shutting down tunnels and all this stuff. One of the biggest things, like I put in the comments, is you got to get more respect out here from the public. We got to get more respect out here from the public. They got to understand that we're not the problem. We're not the problem for the delays. If you're in a taxi and you got the taxi driver how to get somewhere, you're in an Uber, and you come across some traffic on the FDR, you're running late to work. You don't get mad at the Uber driver if you told him the route to go. The passengers get mad at us when it's a sick passenger somewhere down the line, something happened, a fire somewhere. You know, they got to learn that respect level. We got to show them that we're here for them and we're not the people up top, or if the train goes out of service or some service cut. That has nothing to do with us.
That's a great point.
That's the people up top that's doing that stuff.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Yeah, that's the people up top, but they don't understand that because they don't have, like I said, we paid, well, not us, the TA paid celebrities to put out mask announcements and all this other stuff. He paid this girl that did a TikTok to talk about this and that. It's like, what about the commercials that represent us? I remember when I was growing up, they have commercials about the Metro card. You know, what about the commercials about employees? Even back in the day, if you go on the NTA archives, they got commercials like in the early 90s and late 80s about when the TA was going through some, like they was revamping, coming from a dark era, from like that fiscal crisis and all that. We're building up the city for you, showing different track workers and different operators down here. That's what we need. That's the best way. The best way to get this fight done is to get the public involved. And also, of course, most importantly, is getting rid of the weak leadership. We don't need people that's scared to be in the seat. We don't need people that's there just to get away from their tools. Because I proudly go in the office and operate a train. I got pride in what I do. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm a passenger at that. You know, so it's like We got to get rid of those people. I'm tired of hearing about people getting offers saying, "Oh, take this offer. It's all right. You know, you ain't have an incident in 3 years. It's going to clear up for 7 years." That's not the right mentality. You got to fight every fight. You got to fight every fight. So we got to get rid of that weak leadership. We got some good people down there. Don't get me wrong. Like, shout out to JL Rodriguez, David Modeste. They cool people. I like them. So, and that's RTO people I'm just talking about. But with this battle for this contract stuff, like I see they got the surveys going on. One of the biggest things I talked about is a pay increase. And this is what it is. Like, I had debates with a lot of people across the system. Some others are saying that, you get this amount of money, you get paid decently, but we also get benefits. So that's why a construction worker might be making like 80-something, 90 an hour, but they don't have benefits. And we getting 40, but the 40 plus the benefits we get in a month is going to be equal to like getting 80 hours an hour. And I'm like, nah, that's not the case, because you're not always going to use those benefits. I'm not saying you got to get rid of them, but let's talk about inflation, cost of living, and also when I first started as a conductor, I was getting 19 an hour. I walked past Chipotle the other day; they offering people 17 an hour. So that bridge between us and carrying people around is getting smaller and smaller of our work. We got to have more dedication to the job and what we do. We can't lie. It's not a bad place to be, but it's just the environment we in.
Well, let me.
It's a very dangerous place to be.
Let me bring something to your attention. Like, we don't have to look at, Chipotle, and we could look right here in our own union. I remember when going from station agent to conductor was considered a promotion. Now, what a lot of people don't know is that station agents make more than conductors. That never was.
Oh yeah, with the since they got them outside of the booth.
Yeah, that never was the case. That never was the case. So why would I leave being a station agent to come being a conductor to deal with all the mess that we deal with as train crews? Why would I do that? I would rather go down to a station agent and deal with less of the drama than being on a train. Because the train is crazy. The train is insane. You know what I'm saying? You ain't getting no lunch break sometime, and you dealing in all these crazy conditions. Not saying that.
Only people living life on the train. No, I was gonna say, the only people that's doing good on the train, we could probably reach out to them. Shout out to my people on the Rock Park Shuttle. They're outside. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They're outside. They might have to do a couple of trips. They got fresh air. They don't got to breathe in the steel dust like us. And that's a good thing. They earned that to be out there. The rest of the system, we pound on the road. We're doing 3 trips on the Quincy, 2 on the Delta. You got all these heroin needles on the tracks on the Lex line, 125, 116, Lennox, car doors dealing with crackheads, all in the Bronx. If I got a BIE on my train, I got to walk around cautiously, because me walking around just from a signal coming up on my train could give me some type of virus like HPV or something transmitted from a needle if I step the wrong way. Mm-hmm. We got to get these environments that we are working up to par.
Mm-hmm. And I
put up in the comments, it probably falls on them.
I don't want people to confuse to say that.
Yeah, brother,
I don't want people to confuse and have me say that station agents don't deal with their own thing. But the train is just.
Oh no, they deal with that because they're on the front line.
No, that's a fact. But what I'm saying is that, it was a promotion to go from station agent to conductor. But I don't even know why people would even want to come to conductor unless they fear that the station agent job will go away. But this is what we living in. This is the world that we living in, bro. But yeah, finish your thought. I'm gonna get to the next caller before I hop off.
Yeah, because I'm 4th generation transfer. Like my great grandfather was down here as a top operator. My grandfather was a railroad clerk from 1969 to 1994. He had to deal with hazards too. Back then, they was actually setting the booths on fire when it was made out of wood. You know what I'm saying? So, but it seems like now everybody's getting a taste of everything down here. Like, and that's why I say that respect factor. Like, the public don't respect it. They don't respect it at all. They'll look at you grin and jump the turnstile. I'm not in charge of the fair. I don't care about that. They need to understand we carry them around. And then that's why I said the TA uses that as an excuse to not pay us, but TA's getting money. They the biggest real estate agent in New York State. They built up a lot of the state off of railroad lines and subway lines, and they can take over anything they want.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, but like I said, when it comes down to this fight for this contract, I want people to get out there. I want to say it straight up. Slave mentality. You got to stop having a slave mentality out here. When the pandemic first hit and people were scared, and then they said, well, listen, the vaccine's coming out, go get a vaccine. And a lot of jobs, cops, firefighters, they made them take the vaccine. And then we had our own workers down here that took it, and I don't care if you took it or not. We had workers down here say, oh, I got to take it because if I don't take it, they're gonna fire us. You better take it, they're going to fire us. Look what we have now. Nobody got fired for not taking the vaccine. That's that slave mentality. You fall in line type of mentality. So when this contract comes around, don't say, I got to take it, I got to take it. If I don't take it, you're going to get, no, get rid of that mentality. Fight for what you want. Don't settle for less out here. Stop thinking about what's going to happen if I got to lose a couple of days of work. What's going to happen? What will happen if people got fired for not taking the vaccine down here? The people that didn't take it and they would have fought would have been stronger. When it comes to this contract, let's get what we want out here. Money, when it comes to the pay raise, a decent pay raise, and better environmental conditions, that's what we want out here. And that's what we're going to get. And if the people don't get it, if we don't get this contract, if we don't get the contract that we want during this current administration, then they have to be, the next administration will be stronger. They keep saying every time, but we've been through too much over the last 3 years not to get anything better than what we want.
I agree, my brother. Thanks for calling in, and it's good to hear from you.
No problem, man.
All right.
Stay here, brother.
All right. That's my brother, Chris Rails. Listen, I got some more callers. I'm about to get to the callers in a second. If you want a progressive action hat, where is it? Right here. If you want a progressive action hat, you see this hat? I got a couple of different colors. Go to perfidel.com. If you want to donate to the channel, $ progressive action 100. That's Cash App. That's Cash App. Let's go to the next caller. Caller 6924, now live on Progressive Action TV. What's your name? What's your title? Where you calling from?
Yeah, what's going on, man? This is Nick. I'm a train operator in A.
Nick, how you doing, my brother?
I just wanted to, I'm good. I just wanted to piggyback off of what you were saying because a lot of people don't understand how this works on, with our coke money and everything else. So this did not to get off topic, but it ties into us. Like when the whole Black Lives Matter movement and everything was happening, in my head, I'm like, hey, it's an easier way to do this. The way the system works is, obviously it's a money-driven machine, 110% money-driven machine. So nothing against Walmart, Kmart. I'll just use Walmart as an entrance. All right, Walmart. Your lobby power, right? We know Walmarts have hundreds of lobbyists. Walmart, my people as a whole, people of color, we are not shopping at Walmart, right? We're not doing it until you use your lobbying power to get to these politicians to put laws in place to protect my people, right? Target, you not safe. Y'all next. So it's going to, with the money and everything else, Walmart's going to get in line and say, oh, man, these people are sticking together. It's the same way with when they boycotted the transit system. The transit system almost went bankrupt. They had no choice but to let people of color ride in whatever car or wherever they wanted to sit on the bus. So Walmart, my people of color, we're not shopping with you until you use your lobbying power to, put bills in place for my people. Target, you're next, and so on and so forth. So I say that to say, with the union, we always say, we stand with nurses, we're standing with PD, we're standing with that. Just our money alone donating to these politicians is not enough. And clearly across the board, everybody wants to fix tier 6. So with that being said, our union should go to the police union, to sanitation union, and say, hey, what do you think about not giving $1 to these politicians? Nobody's giving $1 to these politicians until y'all fix Tier 6. These politicians will have no choice but to fix Tier 6 because they need that campaign money. It's not that they want it, they need it. So with that being said, our union should work on that, getting other unions on board to say, hey, yo, we'll stand with you, but you want us to endorse you? You want our money? Then you need to do something for us prior to us giving you this money.
Well, you brought that's a valid point, and I don't get why the union do not unite with other unions specifically to fight Tier 6. But I don't know if you've seen recently where Hoku had she tried to get this judge appointed, and other unions shot it down, and our union international vice president John Samuelson sided with Hoku, right? So the issue I believe is not other unions. The issue is our unions always siding with the politicians, right? And they think that siding with the politicians and kissing the politicians' ass is going to make our day a life, our lives a day better. You know, they don't believe in fighting politicians. Like we haven't had, under the past 10 years, we haven't had a union president go after the governor. Even we ain't see them go after the governor after giving us Tier 6. We haven't seen them go after the governor when the governor didn't properly fund the subway system to give us raises. When Cuomo took money out of the MTA to go give it to some ski resort upstate, while in return we received lackluster raises. There wasn't nothing said. We seen what happened with the pandemic. Nothing was said. And like I said, death is the greatest consequence. We had more deaths than any one agency in the United States. Any one agency. I don't think that in the history of America in the modern day age has any one agency lost so many workers at one time. Not at one time, but within a stretch of a year. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
The other unions, that idea that you have, I believe the other unions is going to do that eventually, but our union is just too afraid to go against powerful politicians such as the governor. You know, and they play politics all the time. De Blasio and Cuomo didn't get along. Our union is on their knees for Cuomo every single time. So it meant it really meant nothing for them to attack De Blasio at that time, right? And be Cuomo's guard dog, basically. Now they like Adams, right? After Adams say, Hoku said, Adams, you got to give the MTA $500 million. I don't got $500 million. Why is the union still like being friendly towards him? They should call him out. The same way they promoted him on our union website, the same way they promote him all over Facebook and things of that nature. Why aren't they calling Eric Adams out for not putting his fair share to help fund this system and to help put us in better positions as a transit worker? If that was De Blasio, they would have hung him. They would have publicly flogged him, called him all types of this and all types of that, and he would have been deserving of it. But so is Eric Adams. After Eric Adams say he not giving him $500 million when he want to give billions of dollars still to the NYPD, it makes absolutely no sense.
Yeah, that's insane. And just one more other thing to all my people at Flatbush. They now have, because, you know, when the trains were leaving late out of Flatbush, you know, dispatch always put customer holding doors. They don't want that anymore. So long story short, they now have a train operator standing at the conductor's position, watching at what time you get on your train, and they report back to the superintendent. They have one of our own coming against us just not to be on the road. So they stand there, they watch you, get on your train. If you're late, if you get on the train when lights are coming on, they instantly send a report to the superintendent, hey, this crew got on the train after the lights. So everybody, you know, be careful out there.
Who is this person? Who's this person that's snitching?
From the PM tour, there was a female, but they saying it's a different person every tour.
We got to call them out. There's no way possible that as a union member that you feel comfortable doing management's bidding and management work snitching on your own coworkers. See, this is the part.
Yeah.
This is what we got to do in situations like this. We got to point them out. They can't be trusted. Right? We gotta make them feel embarrassed to take those jobs. I mean, yo, I never heard of this before. I'm glad you put me on. What I want you to do, we not go public.
It's new. They just started it back.
Well, I hope they listening to the show because they're gonna be featured on this show. Their face go be on the show. If you snitch, especially if you got somebody in trouble already. Listen, we all got a job to do. We know when we gotta be on our train on time. But that's not another member job to snitch on another member regarding that. That's management and supervision job. Let them handle that. I mean, this is crazy. I want you to hit me behind the scenes, and when you get names, give me names, and if we could get pictures of them standing on a platform when this is happening, send that in to me. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna end up going. Well, you said this happening at
Flatbush.
Oh, I'm going to Flatbush. I'm gonna be in Flatbush next week. I gotta see this. And what tour? This happening on every tour?
From what I'm hearing, yeah. But I physically seen it myself on the PM tour.
I will be there. I will be at Flatbush on the PM tour next week. I promise you that. I am popping up. I'm gonna make them whoever it is, you go resign. I'm coming with my camera and everything. I'm gonna show what this is crazy, man. This is crazy. This is insane. People do anything to get off those trains, man. Or get over
to man. People do anything.
So they release like they not on no train for the day. Like how?
I don't know. I don't know. I just seen it, and then even when I was signing in, I was talking to one of the dispatchers, and they were like, "Yeah, that person's there to pretty much say, hey, the crew didn't get on the train on time."
Man, I hope when I go there, they tell me, "Nah, I'm just doing it. I ain't telling on nobody." I hope that's what they doing. I'm going to investigate though. That doesn't sound good to me. That does not sound good to me. Well, thanks.
Yeah, I mean, other people are here. If anybody else works at Flatbush, they'll tell you this is not, it's no secret. It just started to happen like a week or so, and that's how it's going down.
Don't worry, I'll be there.
But yeah, all right. So I see you when you get there, my brother.
All right. Thanks for calling in.
All right, man. Stay safe.
All right, you too. Yes. Listen, if you calling into the show and you calling from a number that doesn't show up, I am not going to answer the call. You must have a phone number where I can see, right? And guess what? Y'all need to order some hats, man. Y'all need to order some hats. You see it right there, perfidel.com. You see the Cash App, right there. How I do it right here? Cash App. Hit that Cash App up. Listen, I'm just here to bring the information. I'm just here to educate, inform, wake people up. I'm going to be that continuous alarm clock. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to do that. I'm going to tell y'all something funny. Something just on my mind. Two female conductors this week. I spoke to them and they was like, yo, you know what? You look familiar. I said, really? Where you know me from? They say, you Progressive Action. I find that funny when people say that. I'm Progressive Action. I am not Progressive Action. I am Tramel Thompson. We are Progressive Action. Yes, we are. The members, the people who like the work that we do, the people who support, the people who come out, the people who donate. You are Progressive Action. We are Progressive Action. I am Tramel Thompson. Progressive Action is the umbrella. But I find that to be cute when they say, oh, you Progressive Action. I find that to be cute. I ain't gonna lie. If you want to make me blush, that makes me blush. But we are Progressive Action. I am Tramel Thompson. And with that being said, I'll take one more caller.
90 seconds.
Caller 9289, now live on Progressive Action TV. What's your name? Where you calling from? What's your title?
My name's TJ. Oh, I'm sorry. I just had a stroke, so I sound a little slurred. I'm not an MTA employee, okay? I'm a passenger.
Okay.
I'm going to ask you a question, though, if you don't mind.
All right.
Okay? When COVID happened,
60 seconds.
happened, who were the first responders?
When COVID happened,
It
who?
was the MTA.
Yes.
It was the MTA. How did the nurses get to work? The doctors, the cops, the firemen. Who got there?
The MTA.
They got to work. The nurses, the cops, the firemen, right? They got to work because the MTA.
Correct.
Then de Blasio said, shut down the subway. And then shit was put on the bus driver. And they put this shit, like the saran wrap, to protect the bus driver. You weren't protected. The lady
10 seconds.
station at the 163rd Street station, the C line, the A line, she died. Nobody did two shits. Nobody, this city and the state, because MTA is a state agency, show respect to the MTA.
I agree with
Nobody.
you. Mm-hmm.
Right? You bitch and moan about $2.75 take you one end of the city to the other. Man, that's cheap. And two callers before, not this man that just called, not Bean Pie before him, but Rails, right? You're a train conductor. How many of these gentlemen and ladies get spit on? You get spit on. You get punched. It's knockout games, whatever. It's always abuse the MTA worker. How in the is language censored on here, by the way?
Yeah, speak your mind. Speak your mind.
Thank you. How in the blue fuck do people disrespect the fucking MTA worker? These people go to work. The young ladies and men that clean the station where a bum gonna take a shit because the MTA cop ain't doing shit, or Port Authority cop ain't doing shit. 145th Street Station, 125th, 161st, wherever the stations are at, they ain't doing shit. Letting the bum go down there, attack the MTA worker, and the MTA person cleaning up another human being's waste. Oh, how much? My brother, I don't even know you, but, you know, how much I'm going to pay you? I'm going to take a shit, and I'm going to say I'm going to give you $30 to come over here and clean it up. It's only going to take you 10 minutes. You understand? We are abusing the people that take us from point A to point B. Now, I don't like the union talk shit, because unions protect the lazy fucking worker. I hate a fucking union, but I hate disrespect. Facts are, Subway was built by people with hand tools. You know, took them 3 fucking years to build the thing with hand tools. It takes us 100 years to repair the shit with power tools. Besides the point, right? The point is, we got men and women. Go to 161st Street Station and see these moms and dads that sit in the booth, get cursed at, get hassled, get whatever. Look at these, and we're talking grown-ass people. You're not a convict, and you cleaning up another human shit. For what? And I'm saying $30. That's if you're tenured. Like I said, I'll come take a shit in front of your house, and I'll hand you a $30, in cash. Would you clean it or would you hit me in the head with a brick?
Get hit with a head with a brick.
We're expecting the MTA, we disrespecting the MTA and expecting the MTA to do too much, and then who gets the supervisory roles there? Like this maybe it's this last guy, I don't know. We got somebody from like Canada, from London, but what is this, Thomas the Tank Engine, Sir Topham Hatt? No, you ass. You're not born and raised in New York. You did not come up through the system. You don't know it. You shouldn't be running it. You know, what was the kid's name that called it a few minutes ago? Rails?
Chris Rails, yes.
Yeah. He's smart for a dumb guy. I know. But that kid should be in a supervisory role. Right? That kid should be in a supervisory role, but he's not. Why not? He doesn't know what degree, this degree. I don't give a fuck about your degree. You can get me from point A to point B better than somebody with a degree. And you guys should be paid more because, like I asked you, my very first question to you, who were the first responders?
The MTA workers.
Who were they?
The MTA workers.
Who?
Us MTA workers.
Right. So why don't you get the credit? And then especially, why don't the bus drivers, this other caller talking about de Blasio, like, really? De Blasio? Shit. I was hoping I was on heroin those 8 years. I was hoping that was a nightmare. De Blasio shut down the subway, sent them up to the buses, and put some bullshit saran wrap there. You know, and said, oh, everybody can ride the bus for free. And what you have on the bus? Every fucking crackhead and their cousin and the bus driver had to be what? Dealing with it. You know? And I'm sorry for swearing. Like I said, I stroke it. I sound like Kenny from South Park. You saw my face, I look like I'm auditioning for Scream. It's funny, but
well, I'm happy. I'm happy you survived. I'm happy you survived your medical situation.
My ex-wife ain't, but thank you.
But look,
I hope you're happy I survived, or you'd be talking to a ghost.
Yeah, I know. Look,
you'd like that then. You could be like the new John, whatever, crossing over kind of shit, right? You'd be like, oh shit, I got a ghost channel now on YouTube. Anyways, the bottom line is, you guys do a fucking job nobody, and I mean nobody, fucking appreciates. Not even the dickbag transit district cops. Because they sitting there, like I said, at 161, 145, 125. Why don't you ask the workers in them stations how many times you've been abused by some screwball or attacked, you know, like 168 or whatever? Cops sit on their ass. You guys have to be what? The cop, the social worker, the whatever?
That's it. Yep. That's
no,
true.
you don't get paid enough.
Mm-hmm.
No, my brother, you did take the job. You did accept the job. So, you know, you don't like the job, go take another one. All right, good. But too much abuse, too much disrespect. No, you guys were the first responders.
I agree. And look, I want to tell you.
You got a question to ask?
No. I think.
Ask me if I ever. No, I was gonna say, ask me if I ever jumped the turnstile. I tell you, like, 40 years ago, when I could.
What I want to tell you.
I couldn't jump one now. You gave me a boost.
What I want to tell you is you know, we appreciate what you're saying. We feel the same way you feeling from a worker point of view. And I'd like to tell you thanks for calling in, and hopefully you call back in the future.
Well, I'll call back in the future. I'll get the link to call back in. It was sent to me, but
We on Facebook. You can follow us on Progressive Action TV or
I don't got Facebook. I'm old.
YouTube. You got
I'm old.
YouTube.
I got MySpace.
You got my MySpace. All right, look, man.
I found YouTube. The link was sent to me. It was like a push this, push that. Where you born and raised at, though, kid?
Brooklyn, New York.
Oh shit! Sorry to hear that. All right, anyways,
you can't be using my line. Sorry to hear that. That's my line. I use that line. Sorry to hear that. You can't use that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Good. I'm 53. It was my line before it was yours. My apologies. You are not born in civilization. I'm here in the Bronx, the Garden of Eden, right? So we gonna talk MTA. Like I said, I'm 53 fucking years old. I rode the 9 train. I rode the fucking the yall. Okay, on shit. Oh, the Third Avenue well, but the MTA right now. If you look seriously, is a bunch of underpaid, overworked people that they say, no, why is my train late? Why is my train? Fucker, grew up in the 1970s in New York City. You'd be lucky the train even showed up. There was a time trains and buses stopped running. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And you want to know who's doing the bitching and the moaning?
The gentrifiers?
White motherfuckers that ain't even from New York City.
The gentrifiers. Mm-hmm.
Okay. What's that word you use? Gentrifier?
The gentrifiers, yeah.
Oh shit! I'm sorry. Is that the new way of saying white motherfucker? Okay, I got you. All right. Now, mind you, I'm a cracker. I'm born and raised here. I gentrify as the white motherfucker thing of today. You know, yesterday's 40s, today's 30 kind of thing. I didn't know you were bougie like that. But you listening to these stupid, worthless motherfuckers. You guys did the job. You're doing the job every day. Anybody that got a complaint about the subway or the bus, can I tell you the solution to it? Walk, ride a bike, or take a taxi. Nobody is forcing your ass onto the train, onto the bus. You try to get a cheap ride. $2.75 is a cheap fucking ride. It's like Matt's wife. Cheap ride. But it's, you're trying to get a cheap ride. Oh, and a transfer. and you won't even respect the fact that it's a state-run agency, so these cocksuckers up in fucking Rochester are funding it. You know, these broke dicks living in Poughkeepsie are funding our ride.
Mm-hmm.
Or Syracuse, or any other fucking upstate ghetto where everybody thinks they have nothing but apples and eggs. Ghetto-ass fucking places to live. Their tax dollars are subsidizing our fucking MTA. We abuse our MTA privilege. We abuse it. We abuse the worker.
I appreciate
God
it.
bless you guys. I hope we get a raise. I hope the money don't come out of my pocket.
We appreciate it.
The guy 2 callers ago.
Yeah.
No, listen. The guy 2 callers ago, he's selling bean pies. I'll buy one, but it's. How much you want to bet the guy 2 callers ago was selling bean pies? Totally deflated. But my brother, thank you. Were you driving the train? You on the bus?
I'm on the train. I'm a conductor.
You on the train? Which one?
The Delta. I'm on a D.
You on the D?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck you. There's a reason I'm always late.
All right, thanks for calling in,
You
man.
drive slow on purpose. Would you lose direction? You don't know which way you're supposed to be going?
Nah, I do. But
Just fucking track, man. Get ready to be fun. Huh?
Thanks for calling in, man. Appreciate your
No,
work.
thank you, brother. Listen, enjoy, and thank you for being the first responder.
All right.
Okay?
Appreciate it. Thank you.
I got you, youngin. Nice hat, by the way. If I was ugly, I'd wear one too. Thank you.
All right, man. Peace.
I got you. Bye.
Yo, you never know who's up in the middle of the night, man. Look, I needed a laugh. It takes a lot to make me laugh, but he made me laugh. He's bringing up some points, but you gotta find humor in this business and the stuff that you do, because if you take it serious like I do, it'll be crazy for you all the time. So it's good to get these laughs. It's good to hear all these different perspectives. And I love what I do here. I love serving the city. I love being in one part of the city, the next, and being here the next minute, and next hour and a half. Dealing with the D sometimes is like 2 hours, though, I ain't gonna lie. But I love what I do, and my coworkers, we love what we do, and we just want to be compensated, respected, and protected. Oh, let me write that down. Compensated, respected, and protected. Let me write that down. I may have to use that for a show. Let me see. Put that in my notes. Compensated. Hold on. Let me see. Compensated, respected, and protected. Yeah, we probably gonna make some shirts of that. That's all we want. Compensated, respected, and protected. Once again, you get your hat right there, perfidel.com. You donate to the platform right there. Right there. Let's look at it. $ Progressive Action 100. That's the Cash App. And I'll catch you guys later. Thanks for tuning in with me. Thanks for rocking over 2 hours. Peace.